Hello, my dear friends. I'm Stanislav Shamayev, a licensed business immigration and corporate attorney in Miami, Florida. Today we're going to be discussing the program EB-2 National Interest Waiver and what to expect when you go to the interview for this type of visa. At the end of this video, you will be able to learn how to get a free evaluation of your case. Let's go. Okay, why are we talking about interview for EB-2 National Interest Waiver? Well, because you already know how to file this petition, what exactly needs to be provided to the US government, and what are the criteria for EB-2 National Interest Waiver. So let's summarize it. You have to have either bachelor's and 5 years of experience, or you have to have a master's degree and no experience, or you have to be a person of exceptional ability. And if you go by education, you have to show that your experience and your knowledge has connection to your education. For example, if you're a software developer, by education, you have to show that you worked in that field, right? That you programmed, you coded, you were a team lead, whatever it is, right? So you were in that industry. You also have to have an endeavor. What's an endeavor? That's a solution to some kind of problem in the US, the resolution of which is going to be in the national interest of the United States government. So that could be economy, that could be finance, culture, sport, technology, science, whatever that is, right? Maybe you fight unemployment, you're going to bring a lot of business here. That's called an endeavor. I also call it a project. So once you have your project, once you have your education, and you file the case, you will get an interview. But let's talk more about this. Where and at which point you may have an interview. The interview will definitely happen if you are outside of the US and you're getting your immigration visa through the embassy. You're gonna come to the embassy and speak to the US government employee. He or she will be asking you questions about your project, about your endeavor, and making sure that you actually know what you're doing, how exactly you're going to be doing this, if you have a business plan, if you have a funding for your project, if there is a need for that, and things like that. When you go to the embassy, make sure that you know everything about your petition, about the description of your case, about your education, about your past experiences, about your future project, your future endeavor, how exactly you're going to be doing it, whom you're going to be doing it with. Do you have the funding for that? Do you have a business plan for that? If it's a business idea, right? So you have to be prepared to answer all those questions, because if you don't, and there is some suspicion that you may not do that, you may not be granted the visa, okay? So make sure you go prepared. This is the first time when you're going to be having interview. If you are in the United States and you are asking to adjust your status from whatever visa you're in, it might be tourist visa, F1, M1, maybe J1, maybe O1, whatever non-immigrant visa you have, might be H1B, right? So there is no limitation on that. You ask the government to grant you the green card without leaving the country. Good news, you're not gonna have the interview. So you're just gonna get your green card in about 4 months after the approval, unless you're from India. If you're from India, you know, you're gonna wait for a long time if you get approval for this visa. So, and I'm sorry about that, there is a big backlog for Indians. Other than that, you'll be good to get your green card here in the US. You may have a question, Stanislav. You just said a couple of minutes ago there are going to be 2 interviews. Where is the second interview? Well, let's talk about that now. Your second interview is going to happen when you apply for your US passport in about 5 years after getting your first green card. You don't have to do this, because your green card is for 10 years and then you can just extend it for another 10 years for no reason, right? Just because you have it, you can keep extending it. But in most of the cases, and I do recommend that, you want to file for your passport. And when you file N400, that's the name of the petition, and you will get an interview. As of 2023, we're still getting interviews for US passport, for the citizenship, and you'll have the English test and the history test. Those are really easy, you don't have to worry about those. What you need to worry about, how you're gonna answer the question, hey, John, how's your endeavor going? What happened to your endeavor 5 years ago? How did you start it? What's going on? And of course, there are different situations. Maybe you came, something popped up, maybe you got a baby, maybe you got some other good offer, but maybe you just started doing your endeavor, right? So I think that's the proper way, that's the legal way. You at least do your best trying to implement your endeavor. If it doesn't work out, well, that's life, right? But you did your best. But if you came here and became a truck driver, which happens a lot because this is good money and you don't need education, nothing else, you just jump and drive, right? This might be a problem because there is no logical explanation why you started driving a truck instead of doing your proposed endeavor. So that may be the reason that your green card could be revoked, or they may try to revoke it. So my best advice is actually stick to your guns and actually do your best, doing your endeavors. So in 5 years, when you're trying to get your passport, you have an answer to this question saying, hey, my endeavor is doing great. I did XYZ. I killed all the iguanas in Florida, and you guys know this example from my videos. Whatever that is, right? Or you say, hey, for a year I tried, I did this, I did that, then it didn't work out, this didn't work out, and then I got an offer from this company. I was providing highly qualified services, so I actually did good for this country. That's gonna work also, but that has to be a logical answer. And after you get your passport, there is no more interviews. You may have a job interview, but not with the US government. And at that time, your immigration journey will be over. If you think you qualify for EB-2 National Interest Waiver, and especially if you're from STEM category, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and you think that you may have a good chance, or whatever chance you think of, you can get a free evaluation of your case. How to get that? Very easy. Go down below this video in the description, find the link that's gonna say free evaluation. Click on it and you will have to answer a bunch of questions and do it with as much details as you can, right? Give me all the details and I will be able to give you a quality analysis of your case within 48 hours. And if I can see that your endeavor, your education, whatever you want to bring here to the States is good enough for EB-2 National Interest Waiver or for other program, I will invite you to the immigration planning, the process where I build a strategy of applying for your case. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and smash that like button if you like this video. If you think that I gave you some value, I would really appreciate that. Also, don't forget to comment and ask questions. I personally go through each comment and question and answer it. So don't miss this opportunity. And also follow me on TikTok and Instagram, where I post a lot of good content for you regarding the talent visas, the business visas, and investor visas. I'm Stanislav Shamayev, a lawyer of the future. Your future begins here. Good luck.